Hey guys, welcome to Picture Book Drama, where it is everything in entertainment. I am your host, Sean, your video and comic guru, bringing you part 3 of my, who knows how many parts of my Steelbook collection video. Part 1 and part 2 are already out, so definitely check those out. There will be links down below for them. But we're going to go ahead and get into it really soon. Wanted to let you guys know, I am in the process of creating a media library. As I always tell you, I am looking for donations from you guys. Any movies that you guys just don't want, send them to me. I am trying to create a media library to show the progression of technology through cinema. So I am looking for film reels, DVDs, VHS, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and everything in the, along the way. Laserdisc, you name it. I want them. So hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys have or what you guys want to do with them. Hit me up. Let me know. Hit that subscribe button so people know I have a great channel, as well as hit that like button so they know the video is worth watching. Then we go ahead and just jump in, because we got another 2 stacks to go through here. So far, at least, I know in this series there will be 150 Steelbooks shown to you. I'm hoping that it will be closer to 200 if I can find the ones I'm missing. They're in here. They are here. I'm just lazy and I don't want to go through all that. But let's go ahead and jump into these. These Steelbooks are ones that I think everybody has to have in their collection. If you are a fan of sci-fi, even if you're not a fan of George Lucas, you have to have these Steelbooks in your collection. And yes, I am talking about Star Wars. Phantom Menace. I remember when this movie was being, the trailers for all this was coming out. And I used to work in Ann Arbor, Michigan at an electronics store called Ulrich's, which is a University of Michigan bookstore / computer stores where you get your supplies. But I happen to work in a computer area. And on the computer was the trailer running all day long. And we never had so many people come into a store to look at anything in our lives. We barely did any business because people were looking at the trailer. It was just on a continuous loop. Too bad the movie wasn't the shortest trailer. This movie was longest. It was long. By the time you got to the pod race, you're ready to go home. But the final battle, up to the end at least, was worth it with Darth Maul. But they killed him. They slashed him in half. Well, I shouldn't say they killed him. If you know the Star Wars continuity, he's not dead. So he's now got like a robotic spider lower half. It looks cool. Attack of the Clones, Yoda on the cover. I love Yoda. Yoda is so awesome. Yoda kicked ass in this trilogy. He was my favorite thing besides Obi-Wan in this entire trilogy. And yes, I said trilogy, not series. Then you get Revenge of the Sith, or Why the Hell Did Padme Ever Come Into My Life? This was good and bad. The Obi-Wan Anakin fight, money. That is so money. You and watch it behind the scenes and watch these guys train. They're going all out. It is fantastic. That's it. Everything else was, We're gonna know the ending when you get James Earl Jones as Vader. Give me no. So Anakin whined one more time before the movie was over. But going into the best part of this franchise, you have Star Wars: A New Hope, or as I call it, Star Wars. So you do have this, which is the original first part of all of this. Everything that's come from Star Wars started right here. Now, one of the best movies of all time, probably in the top 10 of best movies ever made, Empire Strikes Back. There are no words to say how great this is. This movie I saw this in the theater. I didn't get to see the original Star Wars in the theater, so I'm a little bummed. I saw the remastered ones when they came out, but I'm so glad I saw this in the theater because it was great. From beginning to end, it never bored you. Character development was fantastic. You got to really see how these characters interact. Great. Han Solo, come on, this was his movie. This was his movie. And then you gotta have Return of the Jedi, which originally was going to be called Revenge of the Jedi. But Jedis don't seek revenge, so you couldn't call it that. So, have Return of the Jedi instead, which is kind of weird because Luke really is not a Jedi. He was never really completely trained because Yoda died. So who finished training him? No one. maybe Obi-Wan, but we never found out about that. But great movie. I do have some other one, or at least one more somewhere. I keep saying that. Doesn't mean anything if it's not here. Now, this next one is a Martin Scorsese movie. This is with Leonardo DiCaprio, The Wolf of Wall Street. Such a good movie. Watch this movie over and over again. It's funny. I mean, oh my God, this movie is so good. You know, Jonah Hill's in this. I forgot her name. Margot Robbie. This is what put her on the map. And that woman is so smoking hot in this movie. She's smoking hot, period. But in this movie, oh my God. So good. Steelbook is a little plain. Yellow's not my favorite color, so a yellow Steelbook. Yeah. But still happy to have it. Next up is a franchise or a movie that is a part of a franchise that I just despise because it's just every movie gets more and more stupid. Fast and Furious 6. Now I do actually have 1 through 6 in Steelbook somewhere as well. Again, I'm really baffled that I didn't find them on the first go around, but I'm gonna find them before the series is over with. I got to, but it sucked. Sorry, I'm not a fan of that franchise. It's a Steelbook though, so never leave a Steelbook behind. Now, probably one of my all-time favorite looking Steelbooks. Do you know what this movie is? Lawrence of Arabia. The back is even continuing on with the desert. It is beautiful. I love this. When I saw this, I had to have it. It was just a no-brainer. It's going to be mine. It's going to be in my collection forever. And this is a Blu-ray DVD Steelbook. I think that was like $6. Alright, next up is a series I have not watched, but I have all of them. I literally have all the movies, and I have not watched them. It's The Hunger Games. This one is Catching Fire. I'm not sure what part this is. Part 2, Part 3. It's before Mockingjay, which was a 2-part finale. So, yeah, got that. And a movie that could have been better. Better script. Not better acted, but a better script. Star Trek Into Darkness. Just watch Wrath of Khan. Seriously, just watch Wrath of Khan. You'll be better off for it. It's a good movie, but watch Wrath of Khan. Now, next one is a Blu-ray 3D Steelbook. It's really Scott's Prometheus. I'm a little on the fence with these new ones, with Covenant and Prometheus and all that. Let it go. I mean, seriously, let it go. It's not as good. Trying to explain things always makes it worse. Alien is good because they just appear out of nowhere and they just attack. That's all we need to know. They exist. But this is a really cool Steelbook, and it is raised. Prometheus is raised lettering. Has a nice border on it as well. Beautiful. Now, it does come with that little weird slip cover. I'm not going to take it out because it's hard to put this back in, because once I put a bag over it, it really gets thick. That was Prometheus. Next up from Ridley Scott is his all-time best film ever. Ever. Blade Runner. Now, this one, I believe, is a director's... Oh, the final cut. Excuse me. I love it because it does come with a digital copy, which I'm going to have to open this up and get dig that out so I can have it with my movies. But this was great. Now, it's so weird to find out that people don't like the narration, because I thought the narration worked. I mean, without it, the movie just, it kind of falls flat a little bit. Because Decker explaining to you some of the things going on gives you more insight as to why they act the way they do. And then they have the whole thing is Decker a replicant or not? I say not, but they did have a scene in there where in the shadows his eyes did kind of glow red for a second. So they kind of give you that is he or isn't he type thing, but he's not. Next we get John Woo. John Woo, his movies are, in my eyes, some of the best filmed movies you could put out there, because he does a lot of slow motion scenes. He loves doves. So he has doves flying in the backgrounds all the time. But it works. And then the music he puts with it is more classical or orchestral music compared to your typical, pounding, action music. That's Face Off. Possibly one of Nicolas Cage's best films. His earlier work is his best work. John Travolta, oh my freaking God. Him pretending to be Nicolas Cage, fantastic. I would expect, Nicolas Cage to be good. John Travolta, as good as he was in this, I mean, it just amazing. This in Phenomenon or whatever it is, I think it's Phenomenon. Fantastic John Travolta movies. Obviously you got Pulp Fiction, which is a guarantee. That's great, but this and Phenomenon is phenomenal. Next up, we get 10 Cloverfield Lane, excuse me. Now this is in the series of Cloverfield. Now I showed you the first Cloverfield. I have the DVD of Steelbook that was in part 1. This is a sequel to that in a way. They don't beat it over your head, but it is a part of that. John Goodman is so good in this. So creepy. Alright, now next up we go back into more Christopher Nolan. It probably got more Christopher Nolan than anything else in here. Batman Begins. There are a lot of different Steelbooks for this franchise. I just happen to have a few of them. Now, this was a Best Buy exclusive. This was the regular release. This was like $8.99 at the most, I think. When this first came out, it was probably like $19. But I got both of them super cheap. Super cheap. Now, I have The Dark Knight. I just don't have it in front of me. But I have The Dark Knight Returns, or Rises. This is Dark Knight Rises. I keep wanting to say Returns. This is Dark Knight Rises, the third and final part in the trilogy from Christopher Nolan. And it is okay. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up your ass and say this is fantastic. Bane was good, but at the end to turn him into just another thug in a way kind of pissed me off. Because he was the main villain through the whole film, and then Talia shows up, and then suddenly he's knocked off. I mean, he literally was knocked out. Not knocked out, but knocked off. Catwoman blew him into dust. I mean, literally, she blasted him from the back pod, and he just went. Didn't see blood, but he's dead. You don't get shot with something like that and live. Why are you always killing people in these movies, people? Heroes don't kill. But I guess he didn't. Catwoman killed him, so. Whatever. Next one up, and I'm actually amazed I didn't have this actually with Face Off. Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino's best. It is. I mean, a movie shot out of sequence where it's just you following all these people and all this crazy shit happens. Bruce Willis, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman. I mean, God, so many great actors in this film. Forgot the guy who plays Marcellus Wallace. But he's fantastic too. Great movie. Great movie. But don't rub his woman's feet. He'll throw you out a window. And then the last one in this stack is going to be The Django Unchained. A movie that was good, but I mean, what is his name? Christoph Waltz? Yeah, Christoph Waltz actually won Best Supporting Actor for this. But, I would have actually thought Leonardo DiCaprio would have won on this because he is evil as fuck in this movie. Jamie Foxx is good, but he's Jamie Foxx. He didn't do nothing that he did stood out. But Leonardo DiCaprio playing a racist, oh my God, it's just amazing. So this is the first release. This one came out afterwards. I think this was a Target release, but I could be wrong. But there you have it. The Django Unchained. Great movie. Again, Quentin Tarantino. So that's going to do it for this first stack. When I come back, I'll bring you the second stack in part 3. Stay tuned. Alright guys, back with the second stack for part 3. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. First one we get is The Hangover Part 2. Love the series. Part 1 is the best. Part 2 is pretty hilarious. Part 3, ran its course. But introduced me to Bradley Cooper. I didn't know him before this film. And then the one guy, Zach Galifianakis. Same character in almost every movie. But in this one, he's definitely a lot more on the slower side. Another one of my all-time favorites, there's really no words that can say how great this movie is. You have to watch it. Young Frankenstein from Mel Brooks. This is from the mind of Gene Wilder, one of the greatest comedians ever put to cinema. And then you got, I know his first name Boyle, or last name's Boyle. I can't remember. I keep forgetting his name. But he's fantastic as the monster. So great. It's not Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. Now, this one is a series that honestly I don't watch. But again, you don't leave Steelbooks behind. AMC's The Walking Dead Season 5. I mean, it's huge. This thing is thick. So there's a lot to it. But I wasn't going to buy it, honestly. It was like, I think, $20. And I was like, nah, just leave it alone because I don't really collect The Walking Dead. If I find them, I guess I'll get them now. But it's a Steelbook, so I had to get it. I had to. I actually walked around Reckless Records for a while. I remember when I bought this. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. And I'm like, what if someone else buys it? I'll be upset. Or if I don't get it today, I'll be thinking about it. I'll be back tomorrow. So I went and got it. Because I'm easy. The next one is The Hunger Games. This is Mockingjay Part 1. I like the back of these. These look really cool from the back. So I like that. And I guess Jennifer Lawrence looks good from the back too. But haven't watched any of them. I own them in so many different formats. I haven't watched one yet. I have them all digitally. No excuse. Next one shows why Ben Affleck is such a great writer, director, and he's a good actor. And this movie proves it. And that is The Town. Oh man, so many great people. Ben Affleck, Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, and Blake Lively all in this. I mean, Argo is above this, but this is close. I love this film. This is really good. Next, you gotta have Zack Snyder again. 300. This is what made people take notice of Zack Snyder. Just how well he took that Frank Miller graphics and brought them to the screen. He should direct the Sin City movie, not the Marvel or the DC Cinematic Universe, whatever they're calling it. It's gone to crap. Actually, I shouldn't say that because the last three, Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Aquaman all blew up. So, hey, I hate to say it, but maybe Zack Snyder's not the person for this franchise. Now, this one is just, I think, the only Steelbook I have that's from the animated series, other than, obviously, you have Transformers, the movie. This is Batman Assault on Arkham. I really like this. Batman was used very sparingly. You really focused on the villains. This is how Suicide Squad should have been. They should have been villains from the get-go. It shouldn't have been like anti-heroes, because they're not. They're all criminals. Fantastic. Then you get The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. I like the original trilogies. These, I don't know why. It's like I have to force myself to watch these. And that's never a good thing when you got to force yourself to watch a movie that's supposed to be a part of a huge, big box office trilogy. Or series, actually. Now there's 6 movies. For a book that was like less than 300 pages, you did all, maybe more. I could be exaggerating, but really? 3 movies? 2 would have been fine. 2 would have worked. 3, you're milking us now. And people felt it. By the time that 3rd one came out, people were done. Now, this one is a movie I'm in on. Mission Impossible. This is the first one. Why'd you have to make Phelps into... You basically shat on the entire Mission Impossible series that came on TV with this movie. Because you made my boy into a villain. That ain't right. That ain't right. Not right. Phelps ain't no damn villain. He is Mission Impossible. The next one I have is based on a worldwide box seller, according to the DVD, or to the cover. That is Divergent. Just like The Hunger Games, never saw it. But I saw a Steelbook, so I picked it up. Then I bagged it, so I can't open it. But I do have the regular Blu-ray, because I said I was going to watch it. Got the digital copy. I ain't watch it. It's the back of it. But it's just like, I don't know, eventually I will. Now, this piece of shit was by Roland Emmerich. Has Matthew Broderick in it. Oh my god, this movie was so... Godzilla. Yeah. We won't talk about that because that's not a Godzilla movie. They even made fun of that in a future Godzilla movie. I think it's Godzilla 2000. I'm not sure. Now, then we go into a remake which was never supposed to be made. That's RoboCop. It looks good, but story-wise, I just did not go for it. It just didn't work for me. Sorry. You know, Joel, whatever his name is, he's in Suicide Squad as Rick Flag, plays RoboCop. Meh. Michael Keaton was really good in that stuff. Michael Keaton really did a great job. Another movie where it's like the side characters were better than the main characters, Ender's Game. Beautiful looking steelbook. Will definitely go down as one of the nicest looking steelbooks out there. But Harrison Ford and Viola Davis, they are the stars of this movie, not the kids. Harrison Ford as a badass and a dick is awesome. He is great in that role. Cowboys and Aliens, he was a dick in that too till he learned the truth and became a hero. Evil Dead, I mean, there are no words. Sam Raimi, oh my God. Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are the best in this. Oh man, this genre is fantastic. And Tom Savini, Sullivan, whatever, he did the special effects. Great special effects in this. This movie is so good. I mean, you have Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and you have Ash versus the Evil Dead. I got all that. All of it, people. All of it. Next up, we get The Bourne Identity and The Bourne Legacy. Love this movie. This movie was okay. Would have been better if... it's just waiting. It's not enough. It would have been better if they had a better script. And then you end up with possibly one of the best masterpieces out there. Again, from Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas. Just cannot go wrong with this film. It is so much done in here that is perfect. Ray Liotta will never be better than he was in this film. Joe Pesci, come on man. Just from one scene in the movie, put him into Cinema Hall of Fame. If you don't know what it is, I'm not telling you. Let's just say that he doesn't like being called a funny guy. Next up, we do get the cult classic, Flash Gordon. This is the Mondo Steelbook. I love Mondo Steelbooks. I wish I had more. Oh, just gorgeous. Gorgeous. I mean, yes, it is cheesy and it's over the top and it's cartoony and they meant it to be that way and we celebrate this. This is so great. Anyone who watched Ted, you know I love this film now. Next up is one of the all-time greatest comedies, along with Young Frankenstein. That is the Blues Brothers. Long-ass hair on there. And it ain't from me. But this is great. A minimalistic steelbook. I do want the one with the original poster cover on it. But I'm happy, so happy to have this in my collection. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, while they were still on Saturday Night Live, did this. Woo! So good. Alright, then you get Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. And, oh man, Anthony Perkins, so creepy in this. They did so many sequels to this. This is the only one I have right now, but I will eventually get them because they're campy and they're dumb, just like some of the Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, but they do hold a place in my heart. And this has a digital copy, so I got to dig that out. So I'll definitely be doing that. I showed you one version of Scarface. Here's another one. I like this cover, you know, because the white is Coke. If you guys watch Scarface, you know he loves his Coke. But I have this, and it's a digital copy, so I'll have to be taking that out too. So yeah, awesome. Great movie. Everybody loves Scarface. I don't really have to talk about it anymore because everybody has. Now, the last one in this video is one of the greatest. It's going to be in the top 100 movies in American Werewolf in London. John Landis is so money in directing this, and this was something he was thinking about since, you know, he was like a production assistant on Hogan's Heroes, I think it was. I could be wrong. It was something. It's a war movie, but he had this in his mind for about a decade before he ever filmed it. So Good for you for holding on to that idea and not letting it go. This is great and has one of the best werewolf transformation scenes ever filmed. Period. I don't care what anyone else says. This was done in stark light, beautifully done. And Rob Bottin, I believe, is the one who did it, the same one who worked on The Howling, which actually came out around the same time. Things came out a little bit later than that. I could be wrong, could be the same year. But that is it for part 3, guys. I have at least one more part left. Before I do that, I might try and dig back there and grab some more. Probably not. I'll probably film part 4. It's going to be a much shorter video. I think there's like maybe less than 20 steelbooks left to go through. But hopefully part 5 will be the lost steelbooks. But that's going to do it for me for this part at least, guys. Remember, here at Picture Book Drama, it is everything in entertainment. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Put a comment down there, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any of these steelbooks? I'm sure there are millions of steelbooks out there. I barely cracked the surface on what I have. But remember, if you can't hit me down in that comment section for whatever reason, I'm at all these locations right here, but Facebook is the best place to hit me up at if you don't hit me down here. So, that's going to do it. And again, guys, as I always say, Picture Book Drama is everything in entertainment. No steelbook is left behind. I am your host, John, your video and comic guru. See you guys, part 4. Peace.